Welcome to Academy of Civil Services. In these sessions, I want to discuss regarding how to prepare for the GS2 mains paper. GS2 include Indian polity, governance, social justice, IR also include Indian diaspora. And in this session, I will give you an idea regarding how many questions are asked from Indian polity and what was the pattern of the question that was asked by APSC in the last year 2021. What are the strategy that we should follow when we are preparing for the GS2 paper? The first stage of a mains preparation is to know the syllabus. So when you analyze the syllabus in GS2, you can see that Indian polity around 9 modules are there, including constitutional features, like basic structure is also part of it. Then function, responsibilities of the union state and their powers, then separation of the power between these legislature, executive and judiciary, then comparison like that. These are the module which is part of the Indian polity. Then we have social justice. Social justice means the module that is connected to the social sector and their issues. For example, education sector, health sector, issues of the women in India, issues faced by the senior citizen, LGBT community, vulnerable section including children, the policies of the government for the development of the rural and urban sectors. Like those areas are part of the social justice and the governance. Then international relation, which can be the neighborhoods. We know that we have a policy, neighborhood first policy is there. Then we have bilateral and multilateral relations. Then we have international groups and organizations where India was also part of it and India is engaging with them. Then Indian diaspora is also part of it. Like these are part of the IR module. So this is the syllabus. And when you have analyzed the previous year question, you can see that the weightage of the mark in polity is 130 mark. Weightage for the social justice and governance is 80 mark. International relations altogether 40 mark. So some question will be carried as 15 mark type question or 10 mark question. That already we have discussed how to prepare for the mains. If you want to watch those videos, the link will be available below. You can go through that session as well. Now here I want to discuss specifically on the GS paper. We already had this target mains answer writing program with our regular batch here in the integrated prelims and main batch. This batch, we have given some answer writing practice as well. So now coming to our discussion, that is APSC previous year question 2021. So I'm taking the previous year question APSC 2021 from Indian polity syllabus. You can see that the first question was related to office of the president. So office of the president was asked in the last year. Due to, we know that the election of the president was happening that year. So it was a current affair at that particular point of time. Due to current affair, the office of the president and the power of the president, the features of this office, etc. were important. So that is why this year they have asked a question in 2021 regarding the office of the president and the integrated with the parliaments, like those concepts that we already have studied in the prelims exam. But here little need to be enriched for the mains answer writing. So this year we can expect a question on office of the governor. The reason is governor office multiple times was discussed in the news in the context of the conflict between the elected government and the governor in Kerala, Tamil Nadu, then Telangana and Maharashtra. We have seen these news in our context. And Article 32, the next question is from the fundamental right. Article 32 regarded as the soul of Indian Constitution, heart and soul of Indian Constitution according to Ambedkar. So the same important, the significance of Article 32 was asked in polity exam in the GS2 paper in 2021 APSC. The next question was related to cooperative federalism, the type of federalism like the cooperative, competitive federalism, then confrontational federalism, asymmetrical federalism, symmetrical federalism is there. So these concepts if you have studied, and we know that there is a cooperative federalism in India, and according to Granville Austin, he described Indian federal system is a cooperative federalism. Like these concepts, sometimes they may ask in our mains exam. Panchayati Raj institution, every year Panchayati Raj institution is important, and this year the Panchayati Raj was asked due to the 1992, the 73rd Amendment Act. It was an anniversary because 2021 APSC exam was conducted in 2022. This year also because Panchayat Act which came into force on April 24, 1993. So this year is also Panchayati Raj 30th anniversary. So you can expect a question on that. Procedure to amend the constitution, the doctrine of basic structure. today and this year also we have seen multiple news regarding the basic structure. And when you know that this content regarding the Keshavananda Bharati case, everybody may be aware about that. It was came on April 24, 1973. When you take 1973 and we are going to appear for this mains exam is 2023, so that this is an anniversary of 1973 Keshavananda Bharati case 50th anniversary. So that anyway on the Keshavananda Bharati case or basic structure in our Indian polity paper, GS2 paper. So this can again we can expect. I am discussing regarding analyzing the previous question, identifying the important area, and we are also listing out the probable area that can be expected in the upcoming mains. Now, power of the speaker office is also coming in the news now. So, power of the speaker, deputy speaker, chairpersons, etc. will be asked. Vienna Declaration is a landmark for the history of human rights. So, this year is also UDHR. I will explain again. UDHR, if you take UDHR is a Universal Declaration of Human Rights. This came into force around 1948, that is International Recognition of Human Rights, 1948. So when we take 1948 into 2023, it is a 75th anniversary of UDHR. So this year is also the concepts or the topic related to human rights, issues like related to human rights, the international effort for human rights. You might have seen in the prelims question in the APSC, they have asked the chronological order for the recognition of the human right, like Magna Carta, French Revolution, UDHR, ICCPR, like that you have seen in the prelims exam. Then administrative relation between union and the states, center-state relation is part of Indian polity. Representation of the people acts, which is also part of our module, and every year either UPSC or APSC will ask on representation of the people acts. And now you might have aware about the disqualification of Rahul Gandhi as a member of the parliament. So even this disqualification was provided by the Representation People Act provision, so that this can be expected in our exam. Then difference between Indian parliamentary system and the British parliamentary system. So this comparison between Indian system and a foreign country can be asked. Both countries are following parliamentary system based on the same way. This year, you can expect a question on the American federalism and Indian federalism, the comparison, similarity between Indian federalism or America, or Indian federalism or French federalism or Indian federalism, such a kind of a comparison can be expected in our prelims exam. Then interpretation of the Supreme Court, how this interpretation, the judgment of the Supreme Court, which has helped in shaping the Indian political spheres. So this in general perspective also question can be expected. So that means important of Indian judiciary, and you may be aware about the collegium system, appointment of judges to Supreme Court, etc. Multiple times it was discussed in the news. So that this year you can expect questions on that. So you can see that total 11 questions were asked from Indian polity. So some of the UPSC questions also I'm giving here. UPSC pattern is also same. You can see that Vice President question was asked by UPSC 2022. We know that Vice President election was held recently. So the role of the Vice President of India is the ex officio chairperson of the Rajya Sabha. The role of a chairperson in sitting in the Rajya Sabha was asked. National Backward Class Commission, NCBC. Again, NCBC, this year is an anniversary because NCBC was established in 1993, then anniversary. Recently, it has got the constitutional status in 2018, now 50th year. So we can expect again NCBC, OBC reservation is coming in the news now in the context of Karnataka. It's a current affair. Gati Shakti Yojana is related to budget. So you have to look for budget related important facts. Governor ordinance making power, already in APSC prelims, governor ordinance making power was asked. So they may ask the related basic knowledge. President of India, the French election. What is the difference between Indian election of the president, French election president? They have asked it in the UPSC exam. Like this way, the UPSC questions are almost similar to the APSC pattern. So I told you that the structure of the answer writing in the earlier session that I discussed, that it will be like a margin will be there. You cannot write answers beyond that margin. We have to write an answer within that. So these are the kind of a question that we have given to our students. We have explained them. You can see that some of the model answers that we have given to our students as part of the target mains program, the students who have written answer in this way and we have given the feedback to them, and some of them are written a good answer, and we have given the mark for those people. So like that, if you want to join with our courses, we'll also give you this kind of a training and the feedback and evaluation of the means. Now coming to the social justice. Social justice, you may not find any good source of material for the social justice, but we have an exclusive summary note or a note for the social justice module, which cover entire sectors and like the mains perspective, including self-help group. Self-help group, every year questions are asked coming in UPSC and APSC, and you can see that the aspect and dimension, the content for writing a mains, those content we will provide you in the session. You can see that's how we help them for developing the framework for answer writing. You can see these illustrations like the significance, what is mean by self-help group, and what are the strength of the self-help group, weakness of the self-help group. Mostly when you write mains answer, these are the content that we will be using. So that list of content 1, 2, 3 order we are giving you, and through that you can start writing answer like the role of self-help group, issues, then you are writing the issues faced by the self-help group, then you are giving the suggestion how we can tackle those issues, then way forward, then finally you are ending an answer. If you think that our course will benefit you in GS1, 2 and GS3 and GS4 and GS5 and essay paper, if you think that, you please join with our courses. Never make any delayed like decision. You have to make it as soon as possible. Communicate with our expert academic counselors. The contact number is available here. You can approach us, and if you really think that it will benefit you, you please go through the link and join for our courses. Thank you all for attending this session.